Well, hello, this is Steve Martin and
David Peterman.
we are doing a special walk with me as we are in Rock Hill, South Carolina on a nature path. It's also a bike path, also a footpath. I don't think they have cars down this way.
Yeah, hopefully not.
But this is something new. We've never done this before, except for the two previous videos. Hopefully you will catch those. But we are going to just share some things on our heart that the Lord has given us to do. And you mentioned food, David.
Yeah. Well, I like food. We were talking about Chinese food in particular.
That's where we're headed.
But there are those that like Italian food, and those that like Mexican food, and those that like Ethiopian food that you have to eat with your fingers.
That's right.
And there was a friend of mine. She went to Ghana as a missionary, and she was eating, I think it's fufu, it's like a corn stuff that they make.
Okay.
And so she she was talking about, but what I'm talking about is diversity.
That's right.
The nations of the world, the Goyim,
Yes.
are a diverse people. Now, how many races are there, Steve?
Well, in NASCAR, there's probably about 27.
No. I'm talking about races of people.
Oh, people races. I had my mind on NASCAR.
Okay.
Used to be
I'm gonna preempt you on this one because there's one right answer.
Okay.
There's one race.
One race.
It's the human race.
That's right.
Now, we have different colors of skin.
Yeah.
We have different ethnicities. We have different cultural differences, but we are all one people, one race.
That's something that's really neat is if you get the opportunity is to go to Jerusalem during the Feast of Tabernacles, which is coming up this year in October, I believe, or the end of...
You're going to be there pretty close to that time,
I'm going to be shortly right after that.
Wow.
But they would have a Jerusalem march that the International Christian Embassy, Jerusalem, would put on every year. And you'd have all these nations from around the world come and celebrate the feast in Jerusalem, primarily to honor the Lord, because he said his feasts are for all nations.
Amen.
And to bless the Israelis, the Jews, who are continually being downcast and put down and threatened.
Yep.
And we as believers can go and strengthen them.
And one of the things that it talks about in the end times, that those will be going up to Jerusalem for the Feast of Tabernacles. So it's truly a feast of the nation. And each one of us, we have our opportunity to partake in different ethnicities and join with different ethnicities and different people in our Christian walk,
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we've been blessed, I know you and I, we've gone to a church called Antioch International Church.
Right here.
And for years, the flags of nations have flown above that congregation.
Yeah, that's great.
And we've had people from Korea, we've had people from Switzerland, we've had people from Rock Hill, South Carolina, we've had people from Michigan, we've had people from Ohio, we've had people from Alaska, New Zealand, all over the world to come and worship the Most High God in that place. And that's what we're called to do as believers in Yeshua Messiah, Jesus.
Yes.
We are to be worshiping the Lord, but we're to be a light to the nations as well, no matter where you're from. Now, the Jewish people have a special call to be a light to the nations, but we, as individual believers, we are supposed to go forward and make disciples. Mm-hmm. And so this is our opportunity by realizing that heaven is not going to be, hey, I'm the only one here. And the worst part of it is, what about the person that you don't necessarily get along with that well at one point in your life, and you show up in heaven and all of a sudden he's there? How's that going to work out? You have to think about these things.
Once we get there,
it won't matter.
That stuff will be laid aside, and we'll primarily keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, focused on him.
Amen.
And we will praise the everlasting,
living
God of Israel.
You remember that old hymn that goes, when we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. And we'll all say it's something for Jesus and then shout the victory, isn't it? That's
and even the birds will be singing.
And the birds will be singing. So,
well, let's go get some food.
All right, it's time for lunch.
It is.
Shalom, everybody.
I'm glad you're able to share this with us. And remember to subscribe so you will catch us each time that we upload a new video on Love for His People channel and Ahava Moments with You. Shalom.
Shalom.